So who exactly is ABO?
I'm a hard-working man, you know, humble, but always hungry, you know. I mean, I'm a competitor. I'm an athlete. I've been competing all my life in athletics, you know.
Yeah, man. Looks like
I'm always competing with myself, trying to do better, trying to achieve more, trying to inspire other people that, you know, they can do it, they can make it, you know. So that's pretty much who I am, man.
So when did you discover that you had a first love for fitness?
Oh, well, I always been into fitness, you know. I always played football. I always ran track. I always played basketball growing up, you know. So I always loved working out. I always loved the results that kind of came from working out, you know. As far as bodybuilding, I always loved working out. I always worked out 2 or 3 times a day, you know. So when I went to my first bodybuilding show, I seen all the competitors, man. I was like, man, that's something I want to do. That's something I can do, you know. But I always had that doubt in my mind, like, man, do I really want to do it, you know? So I ended up trying it, man. I enjoyed it, man. I loved it, man. I just, you know, like I said, I'm a competitor. I love to compete, not just against other people, but against myself, you know. I'm always striving to be better, you know. So, yeah, so it's pretty much me and fitness, man. I just enjoy it, you know.
So no doubt that you are very passionate about fitness.
Oh, yeah, I'm passionate, man. I can train all day, man. Like when I'm bored, I train. I get up in the morning, first thing I think about, you know what I'm saying, I pray and I go train, you know. So that's my passion, you know.
So what advice would you give to people who haven't found their passion yet?
Just let it come to you, you know. Just find something that you're passionate about, find something that you enjoy, find something that you don't mind doing for free, you know. So and just put your all into it. And you gotta understand that you're gonna have bumps in the road. It's not gonna be easy. You're gonna have roadblockers where people are gonna doubt you. They're gonna talk about you. You just gotta understand that whether you win or you lose, people still gonna talk about you regardless. You know, so you know, just put your all into it, and if you do that, and things will work out.
So, like in the next 10 years, where do you see yourself?
I see myself, you know, probably still competing. Doing my fitness modeling thing, possibly owning my own gym, you know, training people, traveling the world, sharing my story about how I got into fitness and all the good things that came from it, you know. So that's where I see myself in the next 10 years, you know, other than having a family and traveling with my family and all that. So
there's no doubt that you want to become a millionaire.
Oh
yeah, but on that journey, like what would you say you want to be your biggest accomplishment?
My biggest accomplishment, you know, like I told you, I'm from Memphis, you know. I don't know that y'all know that Memphis was rated in the top 3 of most out-of-shape people in the world in cities, you know. So I would like to go back home and build some gyms inside the city and, you know, educate some trainers and stuff and just, you know, just bring that atmosphere to the city that I'm from.
And like what some of our audience don't know is that, like, you know, you're a Q dog, you're from Vegas, South Side.
Yeah.
Like what made you want to play as Jamaican?
Well, when I first went to school, I used to always see the different fraternities and go to the different fraternity parties and all that, you know. And at that point I knew, I said, okay, I want to, you know what I'm saying, be a part of one of these fraternities. So that next year I watched each fraternity, I watched how they move, I watched how they talk, I watched, you know what I'm saying, how the stuff they brought to the school and the community, and the Mega Men, man, they was always involved in the school, always doing community service, their camaraderie ship. They was always hanging out. So at that point, I knew, I said, this is the fraternity I wanted to join, and I ended up doing it in 2010. I don't have no regrets. I enjoy it. I love it. I live it every day. So that's the big reason why.
Hey, bro, tell us about a time where things didn't go the way that you wanted to go.
I would have to say in football, you know, I transferred from a junior college. We was at the time like the number 3 ranked junior college in the nation. I ended up signing with Alabama A&M University on a full athletic football scholarship. I mean, I balled out in spring, you know, I was doing my thing, and when it was time to play, the coach was like, hey, we're going to start this guy over you, ABO, because he's been here longer, he's a senior. Granted, I outplayed him the whole spring ball, you know, so I just stayed calm. You know, just, you know, I got to deal with it. And once my time comes, you know what I'm saying, they gon' I'm gonna force them to have to make me play. So once the spring game came, I mean, I shined, man. Like I took full advantage of my opportunity, and I ended up getting a starting spot after that. So.
Hey, but we also heard that you had like a major injury while during you playing football. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, I practiced one day. We was doing the Oklahoma drill, and I separated my shoulder. At the time, I really didn't know that I hurt it so bad. Actually, I continued to try to practice, and I told my coach, I was like, Coach, man, my shoulder's hurt, man. Like, this hang is giving me pain. And he was like, man, you know, I had one of those tough defensive coordinators. He smacked me on the shoulder. Boom, boy, get in there. So I actually tried to get back in practice, and I ended up putting pressure on it again, doing it inside and doing the play, you know. And I just came out like, Coach, something wrong. I ended up going to the doctor there, and they was like, man, your shoulder's separated. You might need surgery.
Oh.
So I ended up going to see a doctor, and he was like, the doctor was like, hey, you're gonna need surgery. I was like, I don't want to have surgery because I had just sat out the year before. I was like, I don't want to have surgery. I don't have to sit out again. And he was like, you're gonna have to have surgery. Let it heal. It might give you some problems. You know, you're gonna have a little knot in your shoulder. I was like, man, I'm just gonna let it heal. I'm not having surgery on my shoulder. So I ended up not having surgery. I ended up still playing. I was still successful. In the year I played, it just gave me so much problem, man. It just hurt so bad. Every time I put contact on it, it was just hurting. And I was just like, man, I can't keep doing this. It's hurting too bad. And it was too late to have surgery, but it was all good. I still have this knot right here in my shoulder. It's not very noticeable, but you know, that's what happened with me in football, man.
What is your greatest motivation right now?
My greatest motivation is, I love when people stop me and they say, man, you know what, man, I was tired this morning and I came here and I seen you working and they inspired me to do great things, you know, and I just love when people do that. And another motivation is me, I love to make my mom happy, you know. Growing up, she was a provider. My father wasn't there, so I love making her happy and showing her that everything she taught me as far as working hard, being independent, is going to use, you know. So that's one of my biggest motivations.
So you're passionate about fitness, but you definitely have a busy schedule. You know, that's what everybody deals with. But how do you find the time to work out while maintaining like a busy schedule?
Just come down to time management and putting your priorities first, you know. As far as me, when I work, I always plan my day ahead. You know, I wake up, I go to the gym, and I set a time, you know. And then I go to work, and if I'm not too tired and I get off work, I go back to the gym. Basically, you just got to manage your time, put your priorities first. And once you do have the extra free time, you can get out and, you know what I'm saying, enjoy your night with your friends and your family and whatnot. So, pretty much what I do.
Name a couple of like your favorite exercises.
I love the bench press. I love squatting. I love ab training. I love everything, man. So, I don't really have a top favorite, but if I would have to pick my top favorite, it would be back squatting because, you know, that's when the true character, that's when the true, weightlifters come out, you know, so that's what I like.
So what was your hardest workout?
My hardest workout? Man, I had a lot of hard workouts, but I would have to say the hardest would be swimming, you know.
Oh, swimming.
I remember one time my coach, I'm in shape, I'm running all day, running every day. And one day my coach was like, we about to swim today. I'm like, cool. You know what I'm saying? It's hot outside. We about to get in the water and swim.
The kill is right.
Man, we started swimming laps, man. It's just so tiring, so exhausting. And I got done, I was just drained. So it had to be one of the hardest workouts I ever did. Just swimming, man. Swimming laps.
So like, what would be the best food prep that you could give to, you know, like a fellow entrepreneur? Just cook most of your food on your days off from work. You know, when
got that Saturday and that Sunday off, or you got that one day off and you busy, just cook all your food for the next 4 days. I mean, when I first started prepping and competing, I used to cook my food daily because I didn't want to eat the same thing, the old food. You think you'll get old, but if you cook it all in one day, maybe take 2 or 3 hours, and you package it up and you freeze it. And when you take that food out the freezer, warm it up, it actually tastes fresh. I don't think a lot of people know that, so that would be my biggest tip. Just cook most of your food on your days off. It saves you a lot of time. You get more rest when you're done training and when you're working. So that'll be my biggest tip.
So, ABO, where do you see yourself in the next 10 years?
Next 10 years, I see myself in some type of entrepreneurship role, that being training or, you know what I'm saying, with some big fitness company, traveling and talking and, advertising different supplements. I enjoy doing the fitness modeling thing. I would see myself doing that, but I mean, it's not gonna be easy. You gotta continue to put in the work, and I don't mind doing that. So yeah.
So when people hear the name ABO, what legacy do you want to leave?
I want them to say that he was a hard worker, man. He never quit it. He never quit. If he said something, he meant it. He didn't take no shortcuts. I want to leave a good impression on everybody, man. So, like I say, if I talk it, I live it, and I mean it. So, yeah.
So, what's your next venture, like short term? What's next for you?
I've been talking to a few modeling agents out of LA. I've been contacted by them, and we're gonna put together some type of portfolio and get into this fitness modeling thing. I did a few shoots last year with a few magazines. I see myself doing that, but on a bigger scale with some type of big company,
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Mr. ABO.
Thank you for having me, man.
Anytime, man. Thank you for your time.